Welcome to the Bold Analysis. I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for supporting our podcast, and also thank God for, I had a very long journey. I left here, I was on Tuesday in Mukumu Hospital for follow-up of the Ruben's surgery, and we gave that report. Then after that, I went directly to County 041, Siaya, and I thank God that I'm back to our Nairobi studio. Quite a lot has happened, but today I want us to look at, I don't want us to lose eyes on the ball and look at the latest report that has just emerged. UDA Vice Chairperson Seth Panyako, who is also a member that represents the nurses within the UDA ranks. Apart from that, he's also having some parastatal job that was handed over by William Ruto, has announced in public that he's going to resign as the vice chairperson of the UDA party. That statement just came today during a funeral ceremony that was held in Kakamega.
Ikaonekana kwamba msimamo ambao nimechukua kupinga mambo ya housing na kupinga mambo ya kuongeza gharama ya maisha hainiruhusu kuendelea kuwa kiongozi wa chama ya UDA. Kwa hivyo hivi leo, kwa niaba ya rafiki yangu ambaye alikuwa anasema vile yalivyo, natangaza kwamba nimeondoka kwenye uongozi wa chama cha UDA. Natangaza kwamba nimeondoka katika chama cha UDA, na mimi nimeamua kukaa na wananchi. Maana tulipokuwa tunatafuta kura, tulikuwa tunasema kazi ni kazi, pesa wapi? Mfukoni. Sasa hizo wanatuambia kazi ni kazi, pesa kwa serikali. Mnakubali hiyo? Hii serikali ni ya kujenga hasla ama ni ya kuua hasla? Hii ni serikali ya...
That announcement was made in a burial ceremony, and I don't think, and for those who follow, you realize that this did not start today, because just 3 weeks ago, I think we even analyzed in this channel that he had shown open criticism and opposing the William Ruto 3% housing levy that has been the talk of this town for the last, I think, like 1 month. And he's saying that he's willing, and he's saying he's willing to leave it. In what has not been captured in that soundbite, he's saying that President William Ruto called him on Friday at 7 p.m. And after their discussion, he decided that it ended up that he can no longer, rather his position as an official in the UDA party is no longer tenable, and he has no option but to decamp to resign and also decamp from the UDA party. He's saying he has resigned, but I can look at you, my viewer, straight in your eye and tell you that William Ruto kicked him out of the party. If you can try to figure out the discussion between President William Ruto and Seth Panyako, I can tell you that the president is pushing this thing by hook or crook. And as I said, anyone and anything seen as an obstacle is actually trashed and can really face the wrath of those around President William Ruto. So maybe he said he resigned, but from what I can see clearly, he was kicked out of the party. Let's make some observation before I look at maybe my beat in this. In this funeral, I want to look at this video, the UDA shirts and capes, then escorting him there in a bid to show visibility of the party. And there have been a lot of activities of the party going on. I think if there is a matter that will have to be approached objectively is what the president is proposing. Out of 66 organizations and personalities, companies that has presented, that has submitted their opinion on what William Ruto is proposing on that fund, 55 are opposed to it. Out of 66, only 11 are supporting it. So, by all means, what this shows you is this is an uphill task. But then, Seth Panyako is not new to this, and I think is one of the most objective leaders in this point because he did not start today. I remember calling that stormy press briefing and telling off President William Ruto that what they are seeing happening in the country is not even a snippet of what was promised when they were friends.
Sometimes I don't understand whether the president I have is the one I used to sit with when he was the vice president, deputy president. I don't understand whether the current president, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, is the one we used to sit in Karen and we discuss how the country should move forward, how the Uhuru administration has messed up the country. I do not believe it is the same William Samoei Ruto who I was sitting with when he was the deputy president.
You know, the passion that President Ruto and PS Hinga, the passion they're putting to push this and make it one of the most idealistic and the best thing that has ever happened to this country. And I remember it was not in the plan. The housing was there, but this percentage story was not in the plan. The passion and the zeal in which the state, the government is pushing the housing thing is very suspicious. The deal is too sweet to believe, and it's a matter of maybe our goose is cooked. It's too good. You know, when PS Hinga was giving a presentation in that 1.5 hours press conference, I did not watch it full because I was at home and I could not access really internet. You know, it's normally not very easy. You could see sweating and fidgeting, you know, all through, and body language experts will tell you that when your conscience is not in conformity, when what their thinking process or when your verbals is not consistent with non-verbals, then that conflict tells you that you need to get a lie detecting machine because that person is lying to you and is missing the trust. Most Kenyans, the story has been reduced to we are not understanding. It's not a matter of understanding. I think the government is putting a lot of efforts and moving from one radio station and TV station to the other to try to make the hustlers understand. Now this is it. It is not about being understood. You know, it is about that project being an effective and the right thing. And I can tell you that giving ourselves credit, personally amongst political pundits, I think I have done more videos on this housing levy because I've remained within the fact lines. I've tried my best to remain within the fact line so that people get to understand this. Then we also help government. If they want this information to get out, we're also helping them to reach that information to the hustlers down there. People have understood. The only question here is it a priority? That's it. And from what the utterances of the move by Seth Panyako, would a party is going to experience rapture and exit. If the precedence will be that any person who does not support William Ruto's personal opinion and thoughts can no longer be a member of UDA party, then I think even those who are now registering under the grassroots mobilization and are not in conformity, or rather not supporting that, will also be charged to make an exit. If that will be the precedence, that if I can't agree with you, then we can't be together, we can't work with you, then I can tell you, you will remain the few shareholders. Because this is a breakaway point between William Ruto and the people. And I listen to what said Panyako is saying, that I have chosen to be with the people. Now that is the position, that is what leaders will have to choose. The housing story is not meant for the slum, lie, uongo. It's not meant for them. It's meant for some middle class. The housing story is not a priority. So for those who want to stand with the people, will have no option but to oppose it. But if you want to stand with the government, then it's upon the point. I don't know what's your political observation in Seth Panyako's UDA party exit. That's my bold. Let's meet in the next.